If you guys lacking coins for all the new cards that are out, then check out mulefactory.com. They're the cheapest site I've found for coins. They deliver in 5 minutes. And if you use TGC Kurt5 at checkout, you get 5% off your order. Check them out with the link down below now. What's up guys, KS here and welcome to a brand new FIFA 18 potential downgrades video. Today we have, I think this is episode 3 of this little mini series. I want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the channel as of late. It's been absolutely out of this world. We're going through some of the best patches we've had, particularly when FIFA's dead. This is absolutely unreal for the support, so thank you guys so much for that. As always, I want to remind you guys, if you are enjoying this series, don't forget to drop a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments down below who you think should be downgraded for FIFA 18, and let me know the rating you think they should get, and maybe why they should get downgraded. And last but most certainly not least, if this is your first time watching this video, which for a lot of you it will be, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Daily content going up throughout the summer, and then of course we'll be smashing the videos out when FIFA 18 comes out. So enough with all the jibber jabber at the start. We're going to get into it with our first player, and we're going to start off small. We're going to start off with the slightly lower players, the ones that are a little bit lesser known. We're going to go with Felipe Caicedo. I think that's how you say his name. I could be completely wrong. Now this guy, 27 appearances in La Liga as a striker, 2 goals. That's 2 goals. He genuinely managed 2 goals. One of the worst average ratings in La Liga last season. I mean, the fact I've kept him a gold, I think, could be generous. He's already been downgraded on head-to-head and career mode, but not quite as low as 75. If he is higher than 75, I will be absolutely shocked. That is some awful, awful form. If we look back through previous seasons for him, the previous 2 tallies were 8 and 9 goals each year. And if we go back a few more years, it's like 13. He had some good seasons. This is the worst season of his career. I'm pretty sure he will be getting the downgrade this summer for FIFA 18. Next up is BLASZCZYKOWSKI. Now, it does need to be said, he goes from a non-rare to a rare. Now, the reason for that is, if you guys don't know, I've mentioned it in previous episodes, I don't actually have a template for FIFA 18 of a non-rare card. I do all my graphics myself, on this series at least, and I literally cannot make a nice-looking non-rare card for FIFA 18, so they just have a rare one. Imagine this card is non-rare. Okay, that's all I ask for you. Thank you guys. So BLASZCZYKOWSKI, he had a pretty poor season at Wolfsburg, actually, obviously previously of Dortmund, but this year at Wolfsburg he had 28 appearances, 8 of them were off the bench, so 20 starts in the Bundesliga, a couple games in the German Cup as well. He managed a grand total of 0 goals and 1 assist. He got more yellow cards than goal contributions over 28 appearances, and plus the couple extra cup games too. That is an awful tally. I mean, his pass completion was 76%. I think you can kind of forgive that as a winger if he's whipping in balls and stuff. But the goals and assists, I know Wolfsburg had a bad season, but that is absolutely dreadful. Now, I do know as well he played some games at right back, which is fair enough. I think he played like 8 games at right back throughout the season, which does make it a little bit more forgivable, but still, he offered nothing really this season, had an awful average rating, and just wasn't really up to his standards. I could see him getting downgraded by a few ratings at the very least. He's already down in head-to-head as well. Next up, we have NAVAS. Now, he is currently a free agent. At the time we're recording, I think I'm uploading this later on today. I'm actually recording at 9:38. A funny little thing for you, I haven't slept yet. I needed to fix my sleep schedule, so I've just stayed up all night and I still haven't slept. But at the time of recording, NAVAS is still a free agent after being released by City. I think this guy is terrible. I thought he was ridiculously overrated. For a winger, I know, again, he played right back for a little bit of the season towards the end. I think I can see here 5 appearances he had at right back. I remember he played against Arsenal at right back. But, I mean, the guy, he's just been, I don't rate him. I don't know what he offers. If I'm looking here now, if we look, this is just Champions League and Premier League. He hasn't scored a goal since the 2013-14 season. So that means there's been 3 seasons where he's not scored a goal. That is just awful. He also didn't get a goal or an assist last season. But how can you be a winger and not score a goal at a club like City for 3 years? That doesn't make sense to me. It just really doesn't make any sense. He's just a bit, in my opinion, he's a bit of a pace merchant, and he doesn't really offer that much else. No assists this season in all competitions. just really quite poor. He's obviously going to keep his pace because he is very, very quick. His dribbling's alright, but shooting has obviously got to go down a ton. You can't be in the 70s of shooting if you haven't scored a goal for 3 years. I mean, that is just awful, and the passing I've knocked down a little bit too. But I think that's quite fair. I don't think Man City fans will take that as a offence to City, because I think it's so clear that Man City are so much better than Jesus Navas. That's obviously why they've released him. I mean, every winger they have on their books is just a country mile better than this guy. I don't understand how he was getting picked for all these seasons. I've always said it. I think he's one of the worst wingers in the top 10 of the Premier League. Don't understand it. I hope you guys agree with me too. I think for sure he'll be getting a downgrade if he even finds a club next year. He might not even be on the game. Next up is KONOPLYANKA. Now, this is one that was commented a lot in the previous episode. KONOPLYANKA had a bit of a tough time last season at Schalke. Now, obviously, he moved from Sevilla last season to Schalke. He only started 5 games, had 12 sub-appearances, managed 1 goal, 1 assist, averaged a 6.32 average rating. Couldn't get into the Schalke squad, just was really, really poor. It ended up they changed the system, it just didn't work with him, and he was just absolutely awful. Even in the Europa League, 8 appearances I can see there, just not a lot of contributions. I think it's safe to say he'll be getting a downgrade. This one was really commented like one of the most out of all of the ones in the previous episodes, which surprised me. Usually you find the Premier League ones are the ones on it the most, but we're saving them for later on. But KONOPLYANKA, in my opinion, definitely deserves that downgrade. We're going to go on to someone now that's a bit of an interesting one. There's a big cut in his pace, and that is Jeremy Menez. Jeremy Menez has had a tough time again. He was at Bordeaux last season. Obviously, he'd been at AC Milan beforehand, PSG, loads of different sides, but he was at Bordeaux in the French League last year. 3 goals in 26 appearances. Again, not good enough for a striker. Averaged a 6.34 average rating throughout the year. Some ridiculously low ratings right there. And he ended up being sold to Antalyaspor this summer. Now, the reason why I've downgraded his pace so much is because I had a look at his card on head-to-head, and his career mode card, or stats, it's down to 78 pace. Absolutely mental. Menez is a player I've always loved on FIFA. He's always been a bit of a pace demon with great dribbling, some good shooting, some good pace. Not anymore. He's down to 78 pace. He's going to be playing in the Turkish League. You will never see this card next season on FIFA, I'm pretty sure, unless he gets some sort of weird birthday card or something like that. This guy is not going to be seen a right lot. So that huge downgrade in pace, lots of other stats going down a few ratings. Hopefully he stays at gold, but may even go down to a silver. You never know, especially when players go to leagues like the Turkish League and stuff. Sometimes you see quite a big hit in their rating, but yeah, Jeremy Menez is going to have a definite downgrade during the next FIFA. Next up is Riyad Mahrez, and now this is one, him and Vardy. I didn't decide to go for Vardy, but Mahrez and Vardy were the two that, again, were up there. We've commented the most over the previous 2 episodes. Now, I wasn't too sure what to do about Mahrez. If we look, he featured in 36 games last season. There was only 2 Premier League games he didn't feature in. I think they were both to rest him for Champions League games, perhaps. Obviously, he featured in 9 Champions League games. Now, he's good in the Champions League. Got 4 goals, 2 assists. That was kind of when he could be bothered to play. In the Premier League, he only managed 6 goals and 3 assists, so only 2 more goals and 1 more assist in like 25 extra games. There's no denying he had a poor Premier League season. Now, I know a lot of the Leicester players did, but that doesn't warrant him to be up in an 85 sort of rating. For you to have an 85 sort of rating, you've got to have a good season. 6 goals, 3 assists is not good enough for an 85 rating, and there's no denying that. If you guys disagree, then I think you're crazy. That is just such a poor return. It's just not good enough. Now, of course, EA do like to base it kind of on reputation and previous games, sometimes too, but I think for sure, after how poor he was last season, he's not going to stay at 85. Just doesn't seem right with me. And again, it's one you guys seem to agree with a lot. So, Riyad Mahrez, you're down to an 83 next year, mate. I've made the decision. Next up is Ahmed Musa. I thought I'd do the 2 Leicester ones back to back. Another one commented an absolute ton. I didn't know about this one. I didn't know if I should make him a right wing. What should I do? Some of the comments were brilliant. It was like people saying, I cannot wait to still be seeing that silver Musa. He's still going to be a sick card. He's obviously going to lose a bit of shooting. He featured in 21 games for Leicester last season in the Premier League, and then 5 in the Champions League. Got 2 goals in all competitions. A very, very poor return. Averaged a 6.32. No assists. He had quite a few games off the bench, played a little bit on the left, a little bit on the right, mixed it up a little bit, but then also played down the middle. I didn't know, I think he may get a winger card. That's one of my worries, is they're actually going to take him from being just an OP silver striker to like a winger, which kind of loses the OP aspect of it. But still, he's going to get a downgrade. Hopefully his pace stays high, his physical will probably be the same. But if he can get a relatively similar card and still be in the Premier League and a striker, he could still be used an absolute ton. Now this next one is going to be tough. MENEZ Ozil, alright? Let's not talk about it too much. I'm going to say, firstly, is his original FIFA 17 card, that has to be the worst stats for an 89 rated card ever, right? He has only 2 stats over 74, and they're 86 and 86. So, when I downgraded him to an 87, I didn't really know what stats to take off, really. Took a couple off his passing, because he didn't get as many assists last season. If I look in all competitions, he got 13 assists. But I didn't downgrade his shooting, because he had one of his best returns on goals last season. He actually got 13 goals in all competitions last year, so that's not bad at all. So I thought his shooting could stay the same. Bumped down his dribbling, took down his defending, because I honestly don't think I've ever seen him run back and make a tackle in his career. Physical's gone down a little bit, because he's just a little bit weak. But I can't get over how awful that 89 rated card is. I've not noticed it throughout the year. I just never really think to use him in teams. But that must be one of the worst cards of any player over 85 rated. If I was just to quickly put Riyad Mahrez back on the screen. I mean, Riyad Mahrez has better stats and he's 4 ratings lower. Doesn't really make sense to me. Absolutely unreal scenes. But MENEZ Ozil, there you go. I'm sure you guys agree he deserves to be a downgrade. I'm sure there'll be some people saying he should go down less, should go down more. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I always like to hear your interaction. Be nice about it though. Sometimes people get a little bit mean. Now the next one as well, Christopher Smalling. I did a poll for this one. I didn't know what to downgrade him to. I went to Twitter and 82 rated won the poll. I gave the options of 80, 81, 82 and 83, and yeah, 82 won by quite a comfortable landslide with 81 in second place. But pretty poor season for Man United. Was out injured for quite a little bit of it too. Featured in 18 Premier League games and 10 Europa League games, but just not that good of a season for him. A lot of people were disappointed. I think it's clear that they've bought Lindelof this season. They want to replace Smalling. Most likely it'll be Lindelof and Bailly, I think, as the two, with also Rojo coming in and out. But yeah, a lot of people saying Smalling needs a downgrade. I still think he'll stay OP in FIFA though. He's not going to go much lower than 75 pace, surely. And his defending and physical, as long as they stay relatively high, we're okay. If they stay over 80, we're good. Keep him at 82 rated. He's still going to be OP next year, and it'll probably be easier to pack and a bit cheaper. So, could be a win, really. Then last but most certainly not least, we're going to step away from some of the controversial ones. We're going to go to Simone Zaza. Now, this one was commented a lot as well. I was a little bit surprised, actually. He was absolutely awful at West Ham. Didn't score, didn't assist. Barely did anything, didn't even get a 70% pass completion rate. The guy was just absolutely trash at West Ham. He did go to Valencia halfway through the season and had an okay second half of the season, but still not really that good enough. So I've downgraded him by 3. I think he's a 78 in head-to-head, so I've given him one more downgrade as well, and that is what we're going to rock with. But that, guys, brings us to the end of this episode. Let me know in the comments down below who you think should be downgraded and who I should include in future episodes. Do you agree with these? Do you disagree with these? Let me know. Give me all that information that you've got in those comments down below. Smash that like button. Subscribe if it is your first time watching. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.